Hi guys, it's John. Welcome back to the farm. We had a crazy weekend. Jamie and I butchered the most chickens we've ever butchered in one day. We butchered 60 birds, and we woke up at 5:30, got to bed after midnight, and learned our lesson that we will never butcher that many chickens in one day again. So glad they're finished. Long day, but we're learning as we go, like we say. Another big plus, we have never been able to grow corn here on the farm. We've got this corn here and it is delicious. I'm not sure what kind it is. It's a bicolor corn. It is very sweet. We planted it in our garden bed. We've used our compost that we've been composting since we've got here. And I think that's kind of what has got the corn doing very well for us. So that was exciting over the weekend. We don't show the gardens very much because we're not very good at it, but these garden beds, yes, it's overgrown. We put the fence around it to keep everything out, and now it's just overgrown. We had a crazy storm yesterday that's knocked over a lot of our slicing tomatoes. We've learned that we probably have way too many tomato bushes in here, but I love these are super sweet 101s. And they are delicious, and as they start to come in, if Isaiah doesn't get out here and eat them before we get them all harvested, we will have a bunch of tomatoes coming up here very shortly. But ain't nothing better than seeing your kid with his cheeks full and his pockets full of tomatoes that you've grown out in the yard. So for a snack, he likes to come out here and grab these tomatoes. But next year, probably not going to do as many in there. We do have to, we can't even get through the middle anymore, but that is okay. We're just happy things are growing very well. We've only got one batch of chickens out here on the pasture. Let's go check these out. All right, so speaking about learning as you go, here is our batch of Cornish that is out here. These guys are 4 weeks old today, and so that's kind of music to my ears. I don't have to butcher for at least 4 weeks. We might do 3. The birds we just processed, they had gone to almost 9.5 weeks, and they were massive, and I don't ever want to butcher birds that big again. Although we did just smoke up a ton of the leg and thighs. They were big, but they were still delicious, super juicy and moist. But it is just a lot harder processing that big a bird. And sometimes it's a lot harder to sell that big a bird because people don't want that big a piece. But so as we continue to learn, we may start these guys at 7 weeks. So it could be about 3 weeks till I have to process again, but it is going to be a nice break. And the other thing we did, we went down to 100 birds. I think I talked about that last video. We were doing 150. Now we've gone down to just 100. The 150 birds, once they got about this age, we had to separate them into 2 separate tractors. The 100 do just fine in here. So it's super nice to figure these things out. We just went for it this year. You can buy books, read books, watch videos, whatever, which is good to study up on that stuff, but just doing it and learning as you go has been the most helpful for us. So hopefully that's some encouragement to you guys. If you're wondering why sometimes you can get into paralysis of analysis, you're thinking too much. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Well, they say do it this way. Well, not every farm's the same, and not every animal is the same. So just getting them and trying them. You've got housing, you've got feed and things for your animals. If you're not sure of the numbers, just work on some things. We're learning that for us. Next year as we go, we're gonna just do 100 Cornish at a time instead of 150. It's a lot easier for us to process 100 than 150. They fit in these tractors a lot better than 150, and we don't have to separate them out. So that is what our plans are moving forward with the Cornish cross. So, and we may start butchering at 7 weeks. It'll give us about a 4.5 pound whole bird. And then It usually takes me about 2 weeks to get through them. I don't process every single day of the week because that's just too much. So on that second week, we'd have larger birds and we'd be able to piece those out and get some nice pieces for the sale as well. So anyway, one batch out here, which feels amazing. Sometimes you can get overwhelmed with the amount of birds you're doing, but it's a seasonal thing, and so you gotta do as many as you can, and that way you have product for your markets. We are just about done with this stuff. So that processing day, it was a long day. We have this batch and we've got 2 more batches coming. So that'll be a total of 300 birds left for us this season. And we will be done processing our Cornish cross, which has been a great season. The markets have been fantastic. Our freezers are full. So our product will last us hopefully through some of the winter. I guess maybe hopefully not, because that means we've sold it all out. So anyway, that's what's going on with the birds. We're gonna run up here. We moved the donkeys around, been getting questions about the donkeys, what's their purpose. Let's go check them out and see what we're doing with the donkeys. All right, so just a couple days ago, we opened this up, gave the donkeys a little more area to graze, and I got in and I mowed down their area, which was getting quite overgrown. I don't even see them yet. Leroy! Do a video on them and they probably broke out. No, I'm just kidding. Here's Marine. Come here, Marine. Come here. Come on. Come here. Leroy in there? There's Leroy. Come here. I'm gonna try and get him out here so we can see him. Come here. I got a little... Marine's kind of a pig. I brought her some pig feed. Come here, Marine. Everyone's wanting to say hi. They've blown their coats. Except for that afro there that Marine's got. Leroy will not eat out of my hand yet. But, come here. Want to prove them wrong? No, I didn't think so. So there's Leroy. He is our Jack. Marine is our Jenny. We have seen them breed, but she has not got pregnant. We're not really worried about that. We just got them as pets. Didn't really care to... You want some more? Weren't really into having a whole bunch of mini donkeys. Wouldn't be opposed to it, but if she doesn't get bred... I'm going to put some down for Leroy. If she doesn't get bred, it's not a big deal for us. So the initial reason that we had got the donkeys was because we thought they'd be good livestock guardians, which after further research, minis are not the best for livestock guardians, just because they can get hurt as well. They're not the biggest ones, so I guess standard size donkeys are a better bet. But we didn't really care. We just kind of liked them as pets, so that's basically what they are. We have contemplated getting rid of the donkeys just because they don't have a purpose. We'd obviously want them to go to the same farm together just because they have bonded, and we have kind of bonded with them. If you guys remember, what do you want, more feed, you heifer? When we got them, they weren't the tamest, but they have warmed up, and we have enjoyed them. But it's kind of one of those things on the farm that if they don't serve a purpose, just might end up letting them go, but it'd obviously have to be to the right home. For right now, they're doing just fine. Look at your shedding that hair. Almost gave you a mustache. So they are doing well. We are able to put leads on them and walk them around, but I got one more little handful left. Pigs are not going to be happy that I'm sharing their food with you. So that is the donkeys. You can see I did get in here and mow. I don't know what this is. Maybe you guys know what this is. We got a little dirt pile here, and this thing grows out of this thing, and it is like a massive jungle bush, but not sure what that weed is, but it grows here in the middle of the pen. And if you don't get to it, which we didn't get to it in time, you can see them big old stalks in there. It grows like crazy. So anyway, we got their pen mowed down. They do have access if they want to go out there and graze. We feed them a little hay, but they are doing well. They look really good. I don't have any more. They look really good when their coats get slicked off in the summertime, and we definitely do enjoy them. We just sometimes feel like we don't have enough time to spend with them like we do with all the other animals and chickens. I guess it's just that time of year where it is really busy. But donkeys are basically pets. For those guys asking those questions, they are basically pets. Last thing, we did get names for the piglets, the new piglets. You guys put a bunch of suggestions in that video, and after spending time with them, kind of getting their personalities, we've come up with their names. Let's go check them out. All right, we'll start back here with the boy, just because I'm back here by the boys. And he is in here with his new pig mates. There's Gordon. You guys remember Gordon. You guys suggested that name on one of the videos, and that is our boar Gordon. And here comes our new one. He's kind of hard to tell from these other two. This one here is a barrow, and that one there is a barrow as well. But this is the new boar that we brought home just the other day. You guys had a bunch of name suggestions. I can't remember who gave us this suggestion, but I'll put it up here in the video. So thank you for sharing that. And we went with Phil. So I don't know why these names make us laugh when we name them people names, but as you learn their personalities, it just fits. So this is Phil. He's going to be one of our new breeding boars on the farm, and he is just so chill. You can see he's not stressed, not worried. I don't bother him when I'm messing with them. Some of them, well, like we always say, as they get older, they're more and more docile and don't really care about so much, right, Gordon? Yeah, there's Gordon. He is turning out nice. You can see, if you guys remember, one of the videos, these birds had pecked the piglets in the farrowing barn, and you can see he's still got that scar from that, so that's what that little mark is. But there's Gordon, and our new boar is Phil. Now let's head up to the girls and check out what we've named the new gilt. All right, guys, we are in here with the young gilts. Obviously, gilts are female pigs that have not had piglets yet. And I don't remember who made the name suggestion, but I'll put it up here. Our new girl, this brown one here, although she looks black, is going to be Joyce. So we really enjoyed those name suggestions. So we've got Phil and Joyce. And she is fitting in well with the rest of the girls. Obviously, anytime you add pigs, there's going to be a battle for who's the boss. But normally when you add a young pig like this, there's no fight. They're just running away because the other pigs are bigger and kind of bullying them a little bit. But they've all settled in, and she is just fine now. So we thank you guys for those name suggestions. It's always fun to name these pigs. And you learn their personality, and some of those names just fit really well. And we think Joyce and Phil are definitely two names that work well for those pigs. What are you doing? You don't have a name yet. But anyway, check out the rest of the girls. Here is Betty White. She is turning into one of our favorites. It looks fantastic, great build. Nice solid pig. And then of course, we can't forget old Molly. Molly is kind of taking Joyce under her wing, or I guess her hoof, and she kind of feels like she needs to mother her. But there's Molly. She's probably one of the calmest pigs, got the best disposition. Most of the pigs, you scratch their bellies and they roll over. Molly just kind of comes up to you and scratches herself on your foot and rolls over. So, and then of course, Willoughby. She is the definition of the cooney, which also means fat and round. She's just got a great build on her, and we're excited to see what some of these young gilts will show or have in the future. But I guess this was about you, Joyce. We just wanted to share those names that we came up with. And so we've got Phil and Joyce, the two new pigs on the farm. So anyway, guys, just wanted to share a little encouragement with you. I know sometimes you can just overthink things and research, which research isn't a bad thing, but sometimes you just got to go for it, whether it's planting a garden, getting some animals, adding them to your farm, starting a new job, whatever it is. just go ahead and do that. And sometimes you just got to learn as you go. So anyway, I hope that was encouraging for you guys. And we hope you guys are having a fantastic week. We appreciate you following us. And as always, make the change.